December 2008. The world knew Elon Musk as an ambitious entrepreneur, but almost no one knew he was running out of money. Not just at Tesla, not just at SpaceX. Personally, his bank account was nearly empty. His companies were weeks away from collapse. The global economy was falling apart. Banks were failing. Investors had disappeared. Employees feared they wouldn't receive another paycheck. And the man who would one day become the richest person on Earth was desperately trying to keep two dying companies alive. One wrong decision, one failed launch, one investor walking away could have erased everything. If history had changed by just a few days, there might never have been a Tesla. There might never have been reusable rockets. There might never have been SpaceX as we know it today. And Elon Musk would probably be remembered as another entrepreneur who failed. But that's not how history unfolded, because 2008 became the most important year of his life, and perhaps the most expensive gamble in modern business history. This is the story of the year Elon Musk almost lost everything. To understand how close he came to failure, we have to go back several years. Long before Tesla became the world's most valuable car company. Long before SpaceX landed reusable rockets. Long before social media called him a genius or a villain. Back when Elon Musk had already achieved something most entrepreneurs never do. He had made millions. After co-founding Zip2 and later helping build PayPal, he walked away with a fortune. Most people would have retired, bought a mansion, invested quietly, and lived comfortably for the rest of their lives. Elon Musk chose something completely different. He decided to risk almost all of it. Most wealthy entrepreneurs diversify. They spread risk across many investments. Musk did the opposite. He concentrated nearly everything into two impossible ideas: a private space company and an electric car company. Both industries were considered financial graveyards. Experts said private rockets couldn't compete with governments. Automotive analysts believed electric cars could never replace gasoline vehicles. Wall Street laughed. Many investors refused to even schedule meetings. To them, these ideas weren't ambitious. They were absurd. In 2002, Musk founded SpaceX. His goals sounded impossible. Reduce the cost of space travel. Eventually, make humanity a multi-planetary species. It sounded like science fiction. But Musk wasn't interested in small dreams. He wanted to build rockets cheaper than anyone else. The problem: building rockets is one of the hardest businesses on Earth. One mistake, one faulty valve, one software error can destroy years of work in seconds. And rockets don't fail quietly. They explode, spectacularly. Meanwhile, another opportunity caught his attention: Tesla Motors. At the time, Tesla wasn't a global company. It wasn't even profitable. It was a tiny startup trying to prove that electric cars could be exciting. The company had talented engineers, bold ideas, and very little money. Musk became its largest investor. Eventually, he became chairman, and then its public face. But behind closed doors, every delay burned more cash. Every mistake pushed the company closer to bankruptcy. Then came launch number 3. Inside SpaceX, everyone understood the stakes. This wasn't just another test. This could decide whether the company lived or died. The countdown began. The engines ignited. The rocket climbed into the sky. For a few moments, it looked better than ever. Then, another failure. 3 launches, 3 disasters, 3 devastating defeats. Silence filled mission control. Some engineers stared at their screens. Others lowered their heads. No one wanted to speak. Years of effort appeared to be collapsing in front of them. And while SpaceX struggled, Tesla's situation became just as dangerous. The Roadster project was behind schedule. Manufacturing costs exploded. Suppliers demanded payment. Customers grew impatient. Employees worked around the clock, but the numbers refused to improve. Every car cost far more to build than expected. The business model was falling apart. Cash reserves kept shrinking. Then, the entire world changed. In September 2008, Lehman Brothers collapsed. The global financial crisis exploded. Banks stopped lending. Investors protected their money. Startup funding almost disappeared overnight. For companies already running out of cash, the timing couldn't have been worse. Tesla needed investors. There were none. SpaceX needed contracts. Governments slowed spending. Elon Musk suddenly faced the impossible. Two companies, both running out of money, during the biggest financial crisis in generations. By late 2008, friends began giving him advice. Save yourself. Choose one company. Let the other fail. No one expected him to save both. In fact, many believed saving either one was impossible. But Elon Musk refused. He made a decision that shocked almost everyone. He would risk everything he had left, even if it meant personal bankruptcy. Part 1. Suspense ending. By Christmas Eve 2008, Elon Musk had almost no cash remaining. Tesla was only days away from shutting its doors. SpaceX had failed 3 rocket launches. Investors were saying no. The global economy was collapsing, and one final rocket would determine whether Elon Musk became one of history's greatest entrepreneurs or one of Silicon Valley's biggest failures. Christmas was only days away, but inside Tesla, there was nothing to celebrate. Cash was disappearing faster than anyone expected. Every payroll felt like a countdown. Every invoice became another problem. Every morning, executives asked the same question. The engineering team worked relentlessly. Every mistake from the previous launches was reviewed. Every component was inspected. Every software update was questioned. Mission simulations continued day and night. The pressure was unlike anything they had experienced before. Failure was no longer an option, not because rockets suddenly became easier, but because bankruptcy was waiting on the other side. While SpaceX prepared for launch, Elon Musk's personal life was also falling apart. His divorce had become public. The media focused on his personal struggles. Financial pressure followed him everywhere. Outside the office, he faced emotional exhaustion. Inside the office, he faced financial disaster. Yet every morning, he returned to work, moving between Tesla and SpaceX, trying to save both. Many employees later described seeing him sleep inside conference rooms. Work had become his entire life. Then came September 28, 2008. Kwajalein Atoll, a remote island in the Pacific Ocean. Falcon 1 stood on the launch pad. For the 4th time, mission control was unusually quiet. Everyone knew the stakes. Years of sacrifice, hundreds of millions of dollars, and the future of SpaceX depended on the next few minutes. The countdown reached 0. The engines ignited. The rocket lifted off. The first stage performed perfectly, then stage separation. A critical moment. The room remained silent. Seconds passed. Then another announcement. Second stage ignition confirmed. The rocket continued climbing. Higher, higher, and higher. Minutes later, Mission Control heard the words they had dreamed about for years. Falcon 1 had reached orbit. For the first time in history, a privately funded liquid-fueled rocket had successfully reached Earth orbit. The room exploded with emotion. Some engineers cheered. Others cried. Years of failure had finally become success. But despite the celebration, the company still had a major problem. Success didn't immediately create money. It only created hope. SpaceX still needed customers. Without contracts, the company could disappear anyway. Fortunately, someone had been watching. NASA. For years, the agency had searched for lower-cost ways to transport cargo to space. Traditional contractors were expensive. SpaceX had finally proven it could build rockets that worked. The successful launch changed everything. NASA became interested. Conversations accelerated, but nothing had been signed yet. SpaceX still lived day to day. Meanwhile, Tesla's situation became even more desperate. The company needed emergency financing before the end of the year. Without it, payroll couldn't be met. Suppliers would stop deliveries. Production would end. Christmas wasn't approaching. Bankruptcy was. Elon Musk spent nearly every waking hour talking to investors. He negotiated. He persuaded. He promised. Some investors walked away. Others listened. Time kept running out. Finally, on December 24, 2008, just hours before Christmas, Tesla secured a last-minute financing round. The deal wasn't easy. The negotiations had stretched to the very last moment. But it was enough. Enough to keep the doors open. Enough to avoid immediate collapse. Enough to buy more time. Almost simultaneously, SpaceX received another life-changing breakthrough. Inside Tesla, engineers ignored the criticism. Instead of celebrating survival, they focused on building the next car, a luxury electric sedan, one that could compete with Mercedes-Benz and BMW. That project would eventually become the Model S. At the time, it sounded almost impossible. A startup with limited resources, trying to outperform companies with more than a century of experience. Most analysts thought it was unrealistic, but Musk had built his career on chasing unrealistic ideas. While Tesla looked toward the future, SpaceX was experiencing its own transformation. The successful Falcon 1 launch had changed how people viewed the company. For the first time, government agencies, commercial customers, and even competitors started taking SpaceX seriously. The NASA contract wasn't simply a source of revenue. It was a vote of confidence. It proved that a private startup could compete in an industry once dominated by governments and defense giants. The impossible suddenly looked achievable. Still, the challenges remained enormous. The Falcon 1 rocket had reached orbit, but Musk knew it wasn't enough. The future depended on something much larger. The Falcon 9, a more powerful rocket designed to carry heavier payloads into space. Building it required new factories, new engineers, new technology, and enormous amounts of money. Failure would once again be incredibly expensive. Success could reshape the entire aerospace industry. Back at Tesla, Elon Musk made another controversial decision. He became CEO. The company had already experienced leadership changes and internal disagreements. Investors wanted stability. Employees wanted direction. Musk believed Tesla needed faster decisions. The role came with enormous responsibility. He was now leading two companies, each operating in completely different industries, each facing extraordinary risks. Very few CEOs in history had attempted anything similar. Outside the companies, criticism continued. Some journalists called Musk reckless. Financial commentators questioned his judgment. Short sellers bet billions of dollars that Tesla's stock would collapse. Many investors believed the company was dramatically overvalued. The headlines were relentless. Tesla won't survive. Electric cars don't work. SpaceX is burning cash. The criticism came from every direction. But inside both companies, the teams kept working. Not because success was guaranteed, because they believed failure wasn't inevitable. Years passed. Slowly, the impossible started becoming reality. In 2010, Tesla became a publicly traded company. Many people doubted investors would buy the stock. Instead, the public offering became one of the most talked about IPOs in the automotive industry. For Tesla, it wasn't just about raising money. It was about proving the company belonged on Wall Street. For Elon Musk, it was another step away from the edge of bankruptcy. SpaceX achieved another historic milestone. The Falcon 9 successfully launched. Soon after, the Dragon spacecraft became the first privately developed spacecraft to dock with the International Space Station. History had changed. For decades, space exploration had been dominated by governments. Now, a private company was delivering cargo to space. The same startup that had nearly disappeared in 2008 was rewriting aerospace history. Tesla followed with another breakthrough. The Model S launched to extraordinary reviews. Customers praised its performance, its range, its technology, its design. Critics who once dismissed Tesla began changing their opinions. Awards followed. Sales increased. Public confidence grew. The company that many believed would fail was becoming the company everyone wanted to copy. Then came another revolutionary idea: reusable rockets. 4 generations. Rocket launches followed the same pattern. Launch once, lose the rocket forever. Musk believed that made no economic sense. If airplanes were thrown away after every flight, air travel would be impossibly expensive. Why should rockets be different? Many experts called the idea unrealistic. Some laughed. Others said the physics made it impractical. But SpaceX kept testing, kept failing, kept learning, until one day, a Falcon 9 booster landed safely back on Earth. It looked like science fiction. It was real, and it transformed the economics of space travel forever. Looking back, it became clear that 2008 hadn't simply tested Elon Musk. It had shaped him, Every difficult decision, every rejection, every failed rocket. Of course, success didn't end the controversy. Tesla continued facing criticism. SpaceX experienced setbacks. Elon Musk remained one of the most polarizing figures in business. Some people see him as a visionary. Others see him as reckless. Reasonable people can disagree. But one fact is difficult to deny. Without surviving 2008, none of the companies we know today would exist in the same form. Sometimes, one year changes everything. There are powerful lessons hidden inside this story. The first lesson: ambition without execution means nothing. Big dreams attract attention. Consistent action creates results. Musk didn't succeed because he had bold ideas. He succeeded because he continued working after repeated failures. The second lesson: cash flow matters. Even brilliant companies can fail if they run out of money. Tesla wasn't saved by technology alone. SpaceX wasn't saved by engineering alone. Both companies survived because they secured funding before time ran out. In business, running out of cash often ends the story before the product has a chance to succeed. The third lesson: failure is information. Every failed Falcon 1 launch revealed another engineering problem. Each setback became data. Instead of hiding failure, SpaceX studied it, improved it, and tried again. That mindset became one of the company's greatest competitive advantages. The fourth lesson: leadership becomes most valuable during a crisis. Anyone can lead when profits are growing. Real leadership appears when uncertainty takes over. In 2008, employees looked to Elon Musk for direction. Investors looked for confidence. Customers looked for reassurance. The pressure was enormous, yet the companies continued moving forward. Finally, the greatest lesson may be this: history rarely rewards those who avoid every risk, but it also doesn't reward reckless gambling. The difference lies in preparation, persistence, and the willingness to keep learning after failure. 2008 wasn't simply the year Elon Musk almost lost everything. It was the year that tested every belief he had about business. It forced difficult choices, painful sacrifices, and extraordinary resilience. Today, when people see Tesla charging stations across cities, or watch a Falcon 9 booster land upright after returning from space, they are seeing the result of decisions made during one of the darkest periods in modern entrepreneurial history. Behind those achievements was a founder who nearly ran out of money, a company that nearly closed its doors, a rocket company that almost disappeared after 3 consecutive failures. History remembers the success, but success was never guaranteed. Perhaps that's why this story continues to inspire entrepreneurs around the world. Not because Elon Musk became wealthy, not because Tesla became valuable, not because SpaceX changed the space industry, but because the outcome reminds us that the future is often decided during moments when giving up seems like the most logical option. The companies that survive those moments sometimes change the world. If you enjoyed this documentary, subscribe to Money Trap for more true stories about billion-dollar companies, corporate battles, financial crises, business empires, and the entrepreneurs who changed history. Because behind every great fortune, there is always a story, and sometimes, the greatest victories begin when everything appears to be lost. Thank you for watching.